Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena and to the series I'd like to call I'm Bad at Kaladesh Remastered Draft, so let's waste all of my player tokens on being bad. And in today's episode, we're going to go for our third run. It's actually my sixth, if you include this one specifically. This is my sixth run. I had two other runs. They went worse than you might have expected. Despite the fact that actually the decks were incredibly good. That's the disappointing part. You will never see that footage because it was just horrendous. I was very proud of it and it struck me down even worse. So I think being proud of my deck is a mistake. So I shouldn't do that. We might as well do this while we're queuing up, I suppose. Being proud of my deck is a mistake. Thinking it's good is a mistake. What else is there? I usually think my decks are bad, and that's when they're good. So when I actually think my decks are good, because they usually are, then they perform in the worst way possible. So we're not going to ever call this deck good. We're also... at this point, we're going to stop caring. That's another one, because I've cared too much over the past couple of runs. I'd like 4 wins. I've said this too many times now, and it's not come to pass. I would like 4 wins. As long as I can get more than 3-3, I'm happy. It's also, I'd like to point out as well, 3 o'clock in the morning. So, bad things are going to happen. So the first run we did had a Carry Zev in it. I liked Carry Zev. But it doesn't I guess it's kind of the best card here, right? It's also pretty reasonable as a rare draft as well. Yeah, okay, we'll take Carry Zev. I don't really want to do the same colours over again, but I'll take what I'm given. The second run we did, we kind of forced Hidden Stockpile. And he went okay. Didn't go great, but he went okay. So hopefully we can not force things. Or maybe force Mono Red. Is Mono Red a thing? Oh, maybe it could be. I imagine it could be. Depends on the picks, I suppose. Usually you want to do a 2-color combo anyway, so we're looking for like red-white vehicles if you want to do aggro, or maybe blue-red, because you can do like Thopters and stuff like that. There's an Oath of Ajani. This isn't a very red pack at all. That's one thing that I'm taking away from this pile. Okay. Could do red-black with the World-Fast Engineer. Night Market Lookout's pretty good as aggro as well. That might come back. The Engineer might as well, but if our opponents or our current drafting pals decide that this is worth playing, then it won't come back. Night Market Lookout. Maybe a bit on the bad top deck side of things as well. Let's see. Mind Rot attacks each combat if able. I kind of like. 1 damage to a creature for 2 energy. How disappointing. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a frontline rebel, looks like. The rest of this kind of looks terrible. Maybe we can do some aggro. I would love to get this game over with. I'd love to get 4 wins in 10 minutes. So if we can do that, that'd be great. These are not terrible, though. This is a very good aggro card, as long as you can keep it unblocked. This is a very good card at forcing your opponents to block artifact creatures they might not otherwise block. It's also a 3-mana 3/3 as well. Mobile Garrison looks pretty good. Crew 2. Should be easy enough. It's also this Chaser as well. 2/1 First Striker. Maybe the 2/1 First Strike is actually what I want. There's plenty of opportunities to get things like Mobile Garrison, and plenty of opportunities to get better artifacts than Mobile Garrison as well. Maybe I'm underselling it. At this point, I'll accept anything I'm doing wrong as being the truth of the situation. Maybe I picked the wrong colours. Maybe I shouldn't be drafting at 3 o'clock in the morning. That also might be a thing. We'll see though. Ooh, Pummeler and Apprentice. Oh, I like all of this. The black's not looking particularly good. We're not very much into energy, so Pummeler, as good as it might be, it's looking a bit sketchy. It is a very good card, though. But this is a 2-3 for 1, as long as we've got an artifact. Should we go for Pummeler? Oh, let's go Pummeler. Fine. You win. 2-3 Menace looks nice. Kind of into the Spire Industries, but I don't think you pick that kind of card. Aether Poisoner. This is a good card for Pummeler as well, giving it a little bit of a pump. There's also Sky Skiff as well. I might go with a Poisoner. I do like Death Touches in this format. Sky Skiff's very good though. Precise Strike, less so. But I just want an aggressive deck at this rate. Creatures without flying can't block. Basically turning up a World-Fast Monitor, but unblockable to finish the game seems really nice. We could do a Puzzle Knot. It's the battlefield, you may have target creature get -1/-1. Kind of achieves the same goal as the Puzzle Knot, in that I would probably be using it to get rid of servos to block. But I do need some artifacts, I would say. Return an artifact, return a creature is not bad. Hijack, though. Let's do this. There's a thing that I want to say that my opinion on this deck. You know what it is, I've told you I'm not allowed to say it. I don't think Mind Rot's where we want to be. None of this is really where we want to be, to be completely honest. So maybe we'll just take the Mind Rot and put it in the sideboard for now. I want to be heavily aggressive. If I can top out at 3, that'd be okay. Well, this is a 5/4, it's kind of nice. I could also rare draft. Am I likely to run a card like this? Probably not. Let's take a Spire. Let's just rare draft. Consulate Turret, I can use that to ping my opponent in the face as well as build up Electrostatic Pummeler mana. This is just a 5 mana 4/5. Might run it, might not. Okay. I hate this pack. This has nothing for me. Salivating Gremlins, I think, is about as close as it's going to get, and then everything else after that is a little bit disappointing. There's a Rush of Vitality, that could come back. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. If an elf can dream it, a dwarf can build it, and a gremlin can eat it. Ooh, what are you? You're probably my pick. There's also a Build to Smash. It's a 4 mana 2/2 double strike. When it ends the battlefield, you gain energy, and when it attacks, you may put a counter on it. Oh my god. It's also a Spireside Infiltrator I kind of like, as well as a Built to Smash with Electrostatic Pummeler is also very good. One of these two is coming back, right? And if it's not, maybe a Rush of Vitality might also. I kind of want this Scrapper Champion. I want to play around with a card that looks like this. There's an Aether Chaser. Yeah, give me all that energy stuff as well. That's where we want to be. Give me loads of energy so that the Pummeler can win me the game on the spot. Or just, like, you know, get immediately answered with a... oh, what is it? An appetite for whatever. There's World-Fast Monitor. Is that better than the Reckless Fireweaver? At the moment it is, for sure. There's also a Night Market Lookout for a nice 1 mana drop. Can use it to cruise Sky Skiffs and deal 1 damage as well. But I think a 3/2 Menace is maybe what we're looking for. Especially an artifact creature that goes with the World-Fast Engineer. So our current plan of topping out at 3 is so far going quite well. Speedway Fanatic gives vehicles haste and has haste. Love it. We are almost mono red as well, I want to point out. We've got some very cuttable black cards. At this rate we might end up doing that. Spireside Infiltrator is probably the pick. Again, it's another one of those that taps very nicely, similar to the Night Market Lookout. It's also a 3/2 for 2. which is not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. Looks like we got a little bit of a hold up. Oisen! Hurry! They might have DC'd. I've DC'd maybe 3 times today. So, you know. I think it's mostly my internet, but still. There was a few times when I got the dreaded screen that just says player name, player name, player name, English, 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 detail. It's just completely full of that nonsense. Inventor's goggles. We have a couple of artificers. So I kind of like that. It's also this as well. We'll be trading off a few times, I would imagine. We haven't found any burn as well. That's really disturbing. I'm going to take the goggles. It just makes most of my creatures just slightly better. Also becomes a creature. Precise strike. Yep, I'll take that. So we can put this on like electrostatic pummeler, so it becomes 2 power, so when it doubles it goes up to 4. Rush of Vitality I'll take. It looks like we're going to be getting into the combat zone, into the red zone quite a lot. So if I can not trade my creatures while I'm doing it, that seems good. Only put 1 card in our sideboard so far, and it's an on-color Mind Rot. Yeah, I think the Bastion might be coming out. Obviously the Spire of Industry doesn't really count. Not sure about this one, but we can break stalemates with it and finish off the last points of damage with the shocks there. It's kind of cute. You know what I'd really like? Chandra. Chandra would be pretty good. What other bomb rares are there in, like, Golgari? I wouldn't mind Unlicensed Disintegration. The Rush of Vitality, probably not. Ooh, Built to Smash, though. I would like... none of this. I will take the rare. Thank you. I think that's 20 gems. I'm pretty sure I've already got all the paradoxical outcomes. None of this looks good, so I'll take the solvent. None of this looks good, so I'll just take the big thing. And I'm not playing that. Alright, pack 3, come on. Scrap Trawler. Whenever Scrap Trawler or another artifact you control is put into a graveyard, return to your hand target artifact with lesser converting mana cost. It's a 3-mana 3/2. There's also an Inventor's Goggles and a Fortuitous End. Also an Untethered Express. Yep. Didn't spot that until the last minute. That with Speedway Fanatic should be pretty dirty. Turn 4, crew this up, give it haste immediately. There's a Hijack. Aether Chaser. 2/1 first strikes. Pretty good, honestly. From what I've noticed. There's even a Consulate Turret as well. 2 of those together could be pretty reasonable. Basically building mono red. Well, at least I can't get color screwed. It's happened too many times for my liking. And with this Spire of Industry as well, we could absolutely happily just lightly splash our black here. It's like things like Alley Strangler is not exactly top tier, so it's kind of easy to cut. Aether Poisoner, though, kind of goes with our plan. It's hard to say. It's also an Artificer as well, so... Gonti! Oh my god. I think I'm more likely to go for a Die Young, though. This is literally the first on-color removal spell we've seen. Sorry, Gonti, I don't think you're good enough. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be a Die Young. Energy-based. Lets us -1/-1 things so we get around indestructibility for whatever that's worth. Maybe our opponent's got a Yeheni, who knows? Okay. This is a hard decision, because there's Pyrohelix, which is lower on the curve for us, and red. And then there's also this double black hard removal spell that gets rid of vehicles. I really kind of want to get the Pyrohelix. There's also Ravenous Intruder as well, which forces blocks, but we don't really have enough artifacts really to justify that kind of thing. Our opponent could force us into sacking things we don't want to sack. I think we're just going to go with the Pyrohelix, and we're going to continue with that light splash of black. I don't think a double black is really what we want. Another built to smash. There's also a Menace Improvise here, which is nice. We're going to go with a built to smash, though. It's just too good with Electrostatic Pummeler. We can win out of nowhere with this card. This is also just a 1 mana +3/+3 to our attacking creatures as well. So when we're talking about not trading with things like Carry Zev... Oh man, this is a hard one. Beginning of your upkeep, put a counter on it and lose 1 life. Or another World-Fast Engineer. There's even a built to smash as well. I think that one of the cards is coming back from this, right? Pummeler, Untethered Express. I'm tempted more to take the Colony, because it builds up over time and we don't look to have too many. That's a reasonable combat trick. We don't have too many artifacts. Artifact creatures. Tilt the sail back. Another Die Young. We're definitely splashing black at least. Make obsolete as well seems okay. Another Precise Strike. Looks like self-assemblers are on the table. Yeah, let's take the strike. Take the hijack. This is going to be hard to cut. We've got too many playables. At least in my opinion, anyway. For whatever that's worth. Probably going to get rid of the Alley Strangler. It's fine, but not great. We'll just take the uncommon. Give me that. Give me that chest percentage. Well, another Alley Strangler. Rush of Vitality. I'm just going to shove it all in the main. There's only 7 cards. We've got a very open... Yeah, there's the paradoxical outcome, I think. Gems. Or it might have actually been Pummeler. Got to cut 10 cards. 10 cards to cut. Nothing to add either. There's literally just a Mind Rot and maybe a Bastion, but that's it. So, what are we cutting? We can cut really deep into our mana base, I suppose, taking 2 lands out. That would be a start, since we basically curve out at 4. I might be inclined to leave it that way as well by getting rid of this sail back. So what are we at now? It's 15 lands. I don't know what the usual lands are for draft, because I don't do it enough. But this seems fine. I don't know about the Consulate Turret. This might be a bit too slow. Maybe it's a bit too fast. Who knows? Gotta go fast. Fretwork Colony. Put a counter on it and then lose 1 life. So it becomes larger and larger, but it costs us life. Our opponent can just put a Death Toucher in the way and it's big problem. Then again, that's why we have Precise Strikes. So we can push through all of that, and we've got Tramplers and all sorts. This is going to be a difficult cutting scenario. We didn't get any vehicles as well, except for the Untethered Express. That blows my mind. It truly does. Wonder if this is more of a hindrance than a help as well. It's really hard to say. I think the Puzzle Knot can go. 1 damage, and then paying 3 to deal another damage. Doesn't really sparkle with me, I don't think. Let's get rid of the Alley Stranglers. Let me get back my suggested lands so I can see the skew that it thinks that we should go with. I'm going to cut 2 lands evenly, I think, once I'm done anyway. So I've got 4 cuts left to go. How many creatures have got? 14? Really? Alright, well, it looks like we're going to be cutting some Rush of Vitalities then. And we got removal there. Parahelix. We got 3 removal spells in this deck. That is disappointing. We do have this Creatures Without Flying card block, though. That's kind of why I picked it in the first place, is that it's a finisher of sorts. We can also steal our opponent's creatures and take blockers out of the way that way. So let's get rid of... I'm going to get rid of Fretwork Colony. I think it's sketchy. And then one last card. So this is just a 3-mana 2/3, but it becomes a 4/3 with Trample if an artifact entered while it was in play. I think that's the cut right there. Take 2 lands out. We basically curve out at 3 with a couple of 4-drops that can carry us somewhat into the late game. Lots of combat tricks. Removals in black. Hopefully we get it at the right time, not at the wrong time, and we see what we can do. I'll leave my squee sleeves here, I think. And we'll see what we can do with this. I've kind of got high hopes, but also I guess I can also see us getting absolutely ruffle stomped if we don't win quick enough, which is certainly plausible. But I don't know. I kind of like the look of it. So if you do enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I've been up at 3 o'clock in the morning to record this. Mostly because I refuse to quit until I win. So we'll see what we can do. Because I'm aiming for 4. I mean, this is the third recording. So if I get another 3 and 3, so be it. It is what it is. But yeah, let's hope for a little bit better than that, shall we? This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, we've got our first pick in hand with some removal to keep it around. We have a Well-Fast Engineer, which hopefully we can use it to actually pump something. We'll have to see. And Perfect Mana. Honestly, this is the exact combination of lands we want to see every time. We're on the play. Best place to be, being an aggro deck and all. So let's do this. Alright, so hopefully no turn 1 play from them. If they turn 1 us before we do, that would be sad. And there's a 3-mana play, which is pretty good with the Well-Fast Engineer. On 4, we can pump it and then give it Menace, which is kind of cute. Alright, so let's play Carry Zev and pass the turn. So I think we, no matter what our opponent plays here, probably go with a World-Fast Monitor. Blue and black. So we're going to play our lands, we're going to swing. And then we shall play World-Fast Monitor. 2 menacing creatures coming at you. I also have the ability to give the Monitor Trample as well, so that's kind of nice. Well, looks like we're just going with the Engineer to try and pump the Monitor. Leaves us with a 3/3 anyway if they have some removal. So we do want to do this pre-combat. There's no flash creatures, so no worries there. Take him to 9. Virtual 7. This game could be over before we know it, in any way whatsoever. Like, they could just Yahenni's Expertise and I'll cry. Thriving Turtle, okay. And then they scooped it up. I named it and I was like, no, please. Don't do me like that. That would be pretty rough. Pretty rough indeed. Alright, well, we got there. We got our first win, and the deck did exactly what we wanted to do right away. It's hard to be upset with that, to be honest, so let's go to the next game. Alrighty then, let's have a look. We have a hand. We're on the play as well. That's where we want to be. It's a bit of a shame that most of our creatures are 3-drops, but this Artificer enters with some goggles, so that's not too bad either. And our mana base is perfect again. I don't want to jinx myself by saying anything more than that. There's a Thriving Turtle. A very good blocker. However, now we also have one because we've curved out nicely. So we get some energy. We also equip the goggles, making it a 3/3 first striker. It's actually not as good as I thought it was, but it's still pretty good as an attacker anyway. Opponent is doing nothing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna swing. Gonna pay the energy to make a servo, so we can keep going wide. Opponent's gonna take it. Is this combat on your turn? Okay. So I could play the World-Fast Engineer. I kind of think that's the way we want to go. Maybe Frontline Rebel actually might be better, because we can use the +2 on the Engineer next turn anyway. And then this gets to attack. Yeah, that's probably better. So next turn, if they leave our board state intact, we've got pretty good attacking boards. The Engineer can turn this into a 3-1. And then we even have the Precise Strike open as well, so we can turn it into a 4-1 with First Strike. Or use the Strike to make this a 4-3 with First Strike, which will definitely block anything our opponent puts in the way. So they're going to need something good here, because this is a really decent start for us. It could go horribly wrong, though, if we go to the late game. We're trying not to, though. Welding Sparks. Alright. That's fine. So opponent makes a 1-4. We're okay with that. As we've mentioned, we can use this Precise Strike to actually kill the Thriving Turtle. We will decline that. Pump you, swing for 6. Put our opponent to 11. 10 points, currently presented with both hand and board state. So not quite enough. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. That is a good card that I have not actually seen in all my drafts. It's pretty decent, though. It does make for some spooky attacks. Because we can turn the servo into a 3-1, which is a 4-1 First Striker to block the Thriving Turtle, if that's where we want to go. We already have the Aether Chaser First Strike, but if we attack him with the World-Fast Engineer as well, they can trade here, block here, we game for 3. I guess they're left with nothing, and then we still have that Aether Chaser to attack, but it's easy to stabilize from that point. I kind of feel like we just swing in with these two, because the servo's going to live, and if it lives, then the World-Fast Engineer is doing its job. I think this is the plan. Blocked as we expected, we will take it off the table. Okay. I'm happy for our opponent to attack, because we're on 19 and it leaves them with less blockers, so we know they're not going to do that, so using Precise Strike defensively is just not really an option. Ice over my Aether Chaser, and then a Trophy Mage. Okay. So we can move over the Inventor's Goggles now that the Chaser's not going to do anything useful. Opponent's got a Monitor. Oof. We do not want to be seeing lands. Well, in we go. Trades. They probably want to keep their Quicksmith Genius around so that they can discard and draw off of the Monitor to try and stabilize. They know I've got a card in my hand, which I'm going to hover a couple of times to maybe spook them. See? Okay. So now we've 2-for-1'd our opponent, and we can reattach the Inventor's Goggles to the servo token. I'd say overall our opponent's in a slightly worse position for getting absolutely mind blown right there. This is a 2-3 that trades with a 3-2 though, or a self-assembler actually. That's a really good draw for them. Precise strike's not going to help us in any way whatsoever. So, yeah, we're just going to have to pass the turn here. Try and figure out a way to get that last 5 points of damage out. It's not going to be easy, especially considering our opponent's board is going to be filling with 4/4s. I don't know how we do it. I guess we can find a hijack. That would be very useful. Yeah, we win if we find one of our 2 hijacks here. So they're going to play their self-assembler. If we steal that, we've got the points to win. They don't have any more. Okay. Scrapper Champion. A double striker. I will attach the Inventor's Goggles to that. It's a pretty good creature, to be honest. We hope it lives. So no Welding Sparks. I think that's maybe about the only red spell that's burnable that can do it. They can also just, like, Ice Over and manipulations and stuff like that to tap it down. We'd hate to see that. But as it stands, can't block artifact creatures. Okay. Got to keep that in mind. Well, fast monitor. See, our opponent chooses to attack. Not at all. That's kind of what we expected. I guess also... no, Destructive Tampering won't get us there. Die Young. Sorcery speed, right? Yep. So you're going to be attacking as a 4/5. We can make you a 5/5 with a Precise Strike. We can Die Young the Weldfast Monitor. If we did that, what would we be doing? It's the double block on the self-assembler, I think, is the real issue. So if I took out the self-assembler, they could mass block. If they mass blocked, I would Precise Strike, taking out a couple. I think we're taking out the Weldfast Monitor. Pay 2. I just don't know about this attack. I don't think it benefits me all that much, so I'm just going to pass. Problem is it can get worse, and they can find answers. Skyship Stalker. That is a card we'd have loved in our deck. Been beaten by it before. Still eyeing it up. Yeah, they're just too afraid here. Ooh, Pyrohelix. Let's see. 4/4. So I could have a 5/5 Scrapper Champion. I could take out a fair bit. If I was to attack with the servo, that would be down to 4, 3, 2, 1 with the Precise Strike. This thing's put me on a clock as well. I think it's maybe time we start striking. Let's send it. We're spending this mana, this energy. And we're going to see how they block. I think there's a way that we can do this profitably. Okay, so can't be blocked by artifact creatures. We don't care about that. We just want to get rid of these. So I don't have to use my Precise Strike now. We're going to kill that. And then this is going to deal 6. So I can take our opponent to 1 here. Taking them to 1 is not necessarily a good idea to do now, because I don't have a way of finishing that last point of damage. So I think I will just take what I've got now. Which is a double self-assembler removal. Reapply the Inventor's Goggles to the servo. Making it a 2-3. Which can block the Skyship Stalker properly. Somewhat properly, at least. And then keep this a secret. Our opponent thinks they might be taking 2. We want them to think that. Consulate Turret, that's fine. Actually doesn't do anything. Hinterland Drake can't block, so it has to really just consider attacking here, yep. And I don't know what we could draw that's very good. Maybe a Speedway Fanatic. A Hijack is definitely the auto-win. Spireside Infiltrator just has a damage on the tap, which is really kind of nice. So they can do all of this. We're just going to let them do all of that. We're going to swing in. Opponent, if they take it, they lose. Okay, so we go for the Precise Strike. Yeah. Precise Strike makes them have to do first strike on this thing. Or do we want to just Pyrohelix, take them to 3, play the Infiltrator? I don't know if it makes a difference either way. Let's ping them. Oh, I guess, yeah, because they didn't do the first strike. That's silly of me. It completely made sense to do what I was initially going to do. I'm punting the last minute. So first strike cancels first strike out, so they both trade here, no matter how much power they want to put on that Stalker. Yeah, we play the Infiltrator. I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept the Pyrohelix, so I've missed out on 1 point of damage when it mattered most. Silly, silly me. Opponent forced to block the Infiltrator if they can't kill it. And it's not a good block. Oh, okay. That so nearly cost us the game, I think. I don't know why I missed that. I even said it out loud. It's probably because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. That would explain a lot. But now we're doing okay. This deck's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's not doing too bad either. It's 2-0. It's quite aggressive, so these games are over quite quickly, which is probably for the best because I want to go to bed. I don't know why I booted up this game so late, but I did, and here we are. Let's go. Oh god, we're up against a gold player, and we don't have any black mana. We do have an Aether Chaser, though. Aether Chaser is pretty good. Any colour is pretty good on the play. We're going to keep this one. I don't think we want to mull a hand that looks roughly playable. We've got a couple of draws as well to find black mana. Yeah, gold player, though. First time, I think. Mountain. Mountain for us. Well, at least we can play the World Fast Monitor. That means we can continually pump out value as we go. We would love black mana, though, so that we can actually enable our removal. Hello, Karizev. Opponent's on Boros. They're on Boros time. Alright. Maybe not. So we're making this play to go wide, but it could punish us by our opponent going with a Pyrohelix. I think we'll take that chance, though. And get Karizev out there. We would love black mana. If we get black mana, we can remove whatever our opponent's doing, which is Frontline Rebel. Oh, we could hijack it. So that'd be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take our opponent down to 9. Or we could play the world fast monitor. We don't really have a good attack right now until we find our Die Young stuff. So I'm going to steal it for now, I think. And get swinging. Put our opponent to 9. So, between Karizev and World Fast Monitor, we have a pretty decent hard-to-block board. Frontline Rebel is forced to attack, so our Menace gets to perform a little bit better. Swamp is the nut draw. Swamp means World Fast Engineer gets to attack for an extra 2 points. An Augmenter. Now that is not great for us. No. Drew a Mountain. So this is an easy swing. I think this is an easy swing as well. We first strike this. Yeah, they can't actually kill there, and then this is an easy swing as well. Yeah. Okay. Still all attacking. Smork, 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 mono red. Okay, that doesn't work how you think it does, but okay. Alright. Play World Fast Monitor. 2 Menaces ready to go. They need some removal. We need a Black Source so we can get rid of our opponent's aggression. Or their defensive force. No blocks, no reason to. Could have a Precise Strike or a Pyrohelix, which then 2-funds us on the Aether Chaser and the Monitor. Just no reason when we're at that high a life total for us to even risk blocking for 1 point of damage. Okay, creature that can't block, and then we've got 6 points coming over. And we got the Die Young as well. Would you look at that? So give this -2, -2. Force our opponent, if they have built to survive or whatever, the white one. Force them to use it now. Ally Invasion. Sure. I mean, it doesn't actually matter. We'll just, we'll pay 0 here. Confirm. Give this Menace. And swing. Yep, I'll make a servo. So they can block the Ragavan token, and then they take 6. They can block the Aether Chaser, and they take 6. Put them to -1. Oh my. Maybe this is the strategy that I needed all along. Just smork. When just smorking is working. It's in a good spot. Alright, we 3-0. We caught up to our previous new record without losing in like 20 minutes as well. Good lord. Not to jinx it, but it seems to be going fine. Let's go to the next game. Alright, this looks like a fine hand. We're finally on the draw. Not where we want to be. We don't have double red for hijacking, but having the black for the Die Young and the Aether Poisoner makes me happy. And that is a reasonable turn 3 play, which goes quite nicely with the Untethered Express as well. So opponent's got a Puzzle Knot. There's a hijack. I think we're going to lead off with the Aether Chaser. We'll use this to use the energy off the Poisoner to make the servos, and then this can just be a 1-1 Death Toucher to back to block. World Fast Monitor is pretty good. So we'll just swing in for now. There's a couple of combat tricks they could have that punish us. Ally Invasion or whatever it's called. Gives +1/+2. That would be kind of brutal. But at least we get to follow up with something like a World Fast Monitor at that point. So let's hope they don't have that. We'll make a servo to replace itself. They don't have it. Fantastic. And I think we are playing on curve. So it's between the Rebel that attacks each combat if able, or the one that has Menace. Probably want the one that has Menace. We could play the Poisoner next turn plus Die Young, maybe, if we draw a land. Which is honestly what we're looking for anyway. Countless Gears, Renegades, so they've got all the servos in the world. This is a strategy we were a little bit afraid of. The Go Wide plan, where they don't mind trading off loads of stuff. So, if I was to attack in with my Aether Chaser, we hit the Gears Renegade and then one servo gets it done. So if I killed it with a Die Young, then we'd be able to trade a Restoration Specialist and a servo and a servo. So we probably want that. -2. Give this Menace. And get swinging. So double block there is also fine. Our opponent seems to want to be trying to go wide, and we get to keep a board state of aggression as well, which is nice. 5 mana and an all attack. Ooh. Maybe they've got a Mastodon, the big 4/5 for 5. This is where things get a little bit sketchy for us, for sure. Sack the Specialist for Cogworker's Puzzle Knot and then maybe sack it. Is that the plan? Renegade Puzzle Knot, they're just rebuilt entirely, wow. It's a built to smash. It's pretty good. So we're going to go with a Poisoner so we can make a servo. And then we got the built to smash as well. Let's swing. So we can give +3/+3, so certain blocks can be pretty bad for them. Is this one worth trading? I don't think it is. I think the first strike combat damage is really what we're looking for. Then again, we could give Trample. It's hard to say whether or not that was worth it. Maybe it wasn't. Just a land would be really nice, though. You know, I'd appreciate it. This thing looks like it can carry me. But flooding out a little bit, me being a little bit mana screwed as well. Don't tell me you're triggering Revolt again. Actually, do I take this? I could take this. Trading a 1/1 for a 2/2 is not that great, and they want to trigger Revolt by the looks of it. They might have more of these Renegades. So I'll take this damage, just knowing that I can swing back for an additional 1 point. Potentially, anyway. Use our life total as a resource. There's the Mastodon, which we can steal. So it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We have an Aether Chaser and a really good Aether Poisoner attack as well with the built to smash, which would leave me with Frontline Rebel if I wanted that. Actually, if I stole this, it'd be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We put them to 2. Huh. Could save that for later, but we might not get an attack like this ever again. Also kind of leaves us tapped out as well. I might want to go with something like Untethered Express first. Yeah, I'm tempted to go for the Untethered Express. This will attack as a 5/5 Trampler over my 1/1. And it stops our opponent from attacking as well, but I don't know. I don't know. This could be okay. This could be really bad if they've got an Anthem, maybe. If they've got the 4 mana +2/+1, which we know they don't, then we'd be considering blocking a little bit differently. They've ensured we do not have to block any differently, because now we have perfect information. Let's see how they choose to attack. Not at all. Okay. So my turn is a land. So I could do Die Young, Hijack, but not Built to Smash. I could Built to Smash to give Trample to my Servo or the Bastion Mastodon. So I crew here. That blocks really nicely. I steal. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I think we're hijacking. Hijack the Mastodon. Crew with the servo. Swing with built to smash open. Couple of force blocks here. And then we can give trample to one of our artifacts. If we need to. So this is 3, 6... Is this enough? This is not enough, right? But the swing back's not that bad. So let's trample that over. Opponent's at 2. We're attacking with a 6/6 trampler. And we have a Die Young to make it -2, -2. Gets him for 4. Maybe we pulled the trigger on that a little bit too early. Aether Chaser. So what do we want to do here? We can get rid of a -2, -2. It's a 6/6, so... They've got the blocks for the Untethered Express. I guess we make them do it, though. And then we try to clean up a little bit with the Die Young, so we're getting rid of the big creatures by doing this as well. So, 6/6. I imagine they just mass block. Yeah. Okay. Oh god. Let me look at this screen. So, do I want to take care of Mastodon plus a servo? Or 3/3 Artisan plus 3 tokens? I kind of feel like it's the Mastodon, because the Rebel trades better into all of them. So let's go Mastodon first plus servo. And then we play Rebel and Aether Chaser. Die Young can now get rid of 4 points. That's 1 point on its own. So all we have to do is deal 1 point of damage and not die on the backswing. So if I kill this, it's a double block. And then, yeah, there's loads of chump blocks, so we'll do that. We'll get rid of you. 2, 3. Swing with everything. 1 point here hopefully gets through so that we can just tap the Infiltrator to win. Interesting blocks. We'll get rid of the Revolt one, I guess. I don't think it makes a difference either way. I'm just thinking about them flickering it. We'll go with the Flint Sleeve Artisan, I suppose. Play the Infiltrator. So they're going to 1 just on my attack alone. Inventor's Goggles will not save them. Good game. Wow, okay. We've done it. We can officially breathe. 4-0. That was a slog. But I don't know why I end up doing this. It's strange. Like, I can go like 3 and 3 constantly, and then just out of nowhere I'll just do really well. I don't know. Again, I don't want to jinx it, because I'd love to get to 5 wins, or even, God forbid, 7, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. But yeah, let's go for another game. Alright, let's have a look-see. On the draw, we have Pyrohelix to slow our opponent down by hopefully 2 for winning. Frontline Rebel can crew the Untethered Express. The Untethered Express is basically carrying this hand though, so if it dies, we're in a bad spot. And we're a little bit too heavy on our lands. We did cut 2 as well. It does mean though that we can cast literally anything we draw with this hand. I'm gonna go for it. A little bit intimidated, to be honest. I feel like it could go horribly wrong. But I don't know. I already feel like we're winners. So we're just gonna play it out like this is the victory lap. Black, white. Now that is unfortunate. We'll probably want to Pyrohelix the token, so that our opponent has to sack something else to trigger the hidden stockpile there. More lands is asking for us to lose. Yeah, I think this is the best thing we can do right here, is just make sure that hidden stockpile can't do anything, at least for a little while, unless they've got good cards. All the while, we'll get down the Rebel, we'll get down the Untethered Express, we'll see where we go from there. So let's go with a Frontline Rebel, which we can Precise Strike Victory as well, which is kind of nice. Does mean we can't play our 4 drops, but our entire deck is like 2 drops and 3 drops, so we're likely to draw one of them. As long as our opponent doesn't sack on their turn, they don't trigger the stockpile. I'd also like you to not kill my creature. Okay, well, it's a thing. I'm saying Mardu. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to go with a Swamp, and I think an Untethered Express here, so that we can attack with it the next turn. As a 5/5 Trampler, it just seems like a really good option for us, especially after they've just used their instant speed removal. I imagine they've got plenty of sorcery speed stuff. Prophetic Prism gives them a redraw, and hits us for 4. Inventor's Goggles. Are you an Artificer? You are. That's very good. So whenever an Artificer enters the battlefield, you attach it. So we get to attach this. It's kind of nice. Then we also get to go with Scrapper Champion. And then kind of hope for the best that this doesn't go horrifically wrong. I'm going to crew up the Express and hope that isn't an unlicensed disintegration they've got there. Yes, please. Swing. It is an unlicensed disintegration, isn't it? It's a Welding Sparks! No! Alright. This doesn't please me at all. Yeah. I think once they've got the hidden stockpile going, which they could get going at any moment by sacking the Chaser if they really wanted to, then our Scrapper Champion's not looking good and our hand is looking even worse. Destroy an artifact. Doesn't really do anything. So I mean, I guess I'm swinging in. I'll put a counter on this thing. Let's swing for 8. I'm just going to let it go. That's unfortunate. We could get an extra 4 points in as well, but... Destroy an artifact. So I could get rid of the Renegade map. That means that hidden stockpile doesn't trigger immediately without getting rid of one of these or the top deck. I think I'm going to do that. Although, actually... let's assume this is 4, 5, 6... I just win next turn, right? I think I just win next turn. I use Destructive Tampering. Oh, I'd need a little bit more mana, I think. A little bit more mana might have got me there. If I get a red source, I think I win. So our opponent's going to swing in. Might not need the tampering. They make a servo. It could not block if we want it to. Come on, red sauce. Come on, red sauce. Here we go. One mountain, one time. Ah. Well then. Now what do we do? Play carries Evan pass. Yeah, I think so. Swinging doesn't really do as much good because we trade one off here. This actually stops our opponent getting in with the gremlins, which we don't care about them holding it back because of the tampering. So I think we're still open to red sauce and win. Opponent might want to consider sacking to the stockpile here for a scry. Probably on their upkeep. So they're going to replace that token anyway. And they want to find an answer to my board because they could potentially win. Yep, that's spooky. Underhanded Designs gives a drain when an artifact enters, so one's going to enter. And put our opponent to 12, us to 3. I've actually got enough with Karizev, though. No one can block, it's just 3. Yeah, maybe with Karizev, I'm good now. So I say you can't block. This is 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, hang on. You can't block. Yeah, this is good. Alright, so creatures without flying can't block. We give the Precise Strike to the Scrapper, so he's attacking for 10, and then this is 13. I'm not missing anything. Oh, maybe I am. Alright, well, we'll see what happens, because I'm dead anyway. I've hovered it now as well, that's the worst bit. They might not have noticed otherwise. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. I didn't notice that until the last minute. Doesn't really change much. They had it. If they didn't know about it, I mean, it would be hovering and giving them priority, I think, so. Yeah, okay, we'll take the L on that one. Very close, though. Very close. We needed that mountain, as it turns out. So, yep. GG. We're now 4-1. Let the losing streak begin. Y'all know it's coming. Y'all know it's coming. We made slight progress, and that's all we're allowed to do. 4-1. Please, let me get to 5. I'd love to get to 5. Honestly, that'd be a Christmas present. From me, to me, from RNGesus. There you go. Let's do this. Alright, on the play. All red mana, but we got a 2, 3, and 4 drop. Probably not in that order, but it's pretty good. We're going to go with it. If our 4 drop ends up being the, what's it face? The Untethered Express, that'd be pretty nice. Ooh, Aether Chaser. You want to lead with that over the Speedway Fanatic, which has haste by default. This way we get max chance to attack in with this first striker and having it matter. That's a bit rough. That is a bit rough. Okay, well. think we're going to go with the world fast monitor then. And we're going to pass. I might have traded my chaser for the constrictor if I'd have drawn a land for the die young. But considering its sorcery speed, it doesn't really benefit me anyway. But if I'm not going to use it for the servo, when it gets 4 energy. If I'm not going to use it for the servo, then it'd be nice to use it for something else. So this is a pretty easy carry Zev plus Menace monitor, I think. Yeah. Because then I get to take care of the Winding Constrictor, and I'm pretty damn fine with that. Precise Strike or a Built to Smash for the Aether Chaser to push through the Winding Constrictor at some point would be good as well. So let's play carry Zev. We've got the ability to close the game. But it's a little bit difficult right now. X2s are okay. Ish. 3 colours. Wow. Scrap a champion, and we've missed a land drop. I guess what we're going to be doing then is going with the Frontline Rebel. And I don't think we're attacking in here. There's really nothing profitable for us to do that. We'll just wait until our board can swing through with Destructive Tampering. It's possibly the case anyway. They don't look like the flying type. I beg of you, give me a good card sometime. Okay, so Frontline Rebel is forced in. I was hoping it wouldn't have to be the case. If we could die young, then we could do some probably more profitable attacks than what we have right now. Which for them is probably an easy block. Yep, there it is. Nothing I can do because I haven't done a Built to Smash or a Precise Strike, and then we'll play a Speedway Fanatic to potentially go with an Untethered Express next turn. It's really annoying that we've got 4 wins really easily, and now we're kind of just stumbling at the finish line at every possible opportunity. It is really disturbing. Okay, so our opponent can make a servo. It's a 4-5. I kind of want to have it off the table. But it costs me an Aether Chaser and a World Fast Monitor to do that. And they could also have removal / combat tricks. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. It's just going to go too wide, too fast. But then again, like, we're talking about Destructive Tampering here, so none of their board matters as long as mine is large enough to win the game on the spot down the line. So I'll take the 4 for now. They can keep making servos that can't get through my first strikers. Death touches that can't really profitably block my first strikers. Land, please. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is where we stumble, and I don't know why RNGesus hates me. Bar humbug. I said this was for a Christmas present. That's what it was. Swing again. Yep, keep swinging. I'll keep not blocking while I keep missing my land drops. Uh-huh. Imagine if we'd have played on curve at this point. We'd actually be winning 2 turns from now. All we had to do was play on curve. But now we're just getting Alpha Strike like crazy. Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They've done everything they need, and I just, there's no words to describe what's going on here. Disappointing. That's a good word for this. Highly disappointing. We're now at a stage I can't come back. Like, if I double block here in a trade, I've got 2 creatures. Why would they not Alpha Strike me? I just kind of have to keep taking the damage and hoping that I can draw a land. Just want to draw a land for my all 4-drop hand. And even that, I will accept that. Mostly. It's not exactly the greatest, but... yeah, I mean... play the Untethered Express. Pass the turn. Have they got lethal now? Let's see. It's going to go with a 4-5 again. I will accept this 4-5's damage. I kind of feel like they're under the impression that they can block based on how they're attacking. Pummeler. Pummeler, pummeler, pummeler. How does pummeler work in our favour? It doesn't, does it? I'll just play this champion. They got lethal if they want it. If they don't, this is 6. Well, they do, so... yeah, the losing streak continues. I'm annoyed more than disappointed now. This just felt so winnable. And this happened. It is honestly pulling every single fingernail out, trying to get me away from that 5 win. Really is. It's now a 4-2. And basically to get what I want today and have a good day, I need to put everything on the line. Everything. If we lose, I am disappointed, even through 4 wins. If I win, it's going to be painfully hard, isn't it? Oh, God. It's now 4 o'clock. So, let's do this. Last game. Maybe. Okay. 3 lands. Absolutely 0 creatures. What is wrong with this game? Oh my god. Mulligan. 2 lands. I'm gonna keep this one. So where do we want to go with this? We got the Electrostatic Pummeler with the Built to Smash. We need a 3rd land. This energy is not enough to push this Pummeler into a good spot, not without refusing to use the Chaser energy. I think I might put Hijack to the bottom. I just realised I have no red mana in this hand. Oh, thank Christ for that. There is a god. Alright. I looked at this and I thought it was just red mana, and it very much is not. Aether Chaser. Blue-white for our opponent. Not seen blue-white before, I don't think. So we got 2 energy there. With the Scrapper Champion's 2 energy, that means we got double activation on the Pummeler. Got the mana. I'm gonna go Pummeler. And we're gonna swing for 2 without using the servo. Decline. This all comes down to the Pummeler and whether or not it's answered. It really does. Really does. 2 turns from now. We've got to survive 2 turns of a Pummeler. Unless, of course, I'm not doing the math right on this Build to Smash, but I think I am. I think it's only 8 points with the Pummeler. Next turn. So we don't want to attack with it, because they could ice it over. They can still do a lot of other things, like pacify it. Bouncing it's not too bad. There's a manipulation move as well. Ooh, they're swinging. Okay. Inventor's Goggles. Could play the Infiltrator and the Goggles. If we drew a land, we could straight up champion, build to smash, activate, activate. Really get our opponent that way. Or I could just try to go for it next turn. I think I've got to go for it next turn, right? So let's go with a champion. Let's pass. I beg the magic gods. I beg them to my core to not kill this pummeler. It's so much damage. I need it. Attack me. Coward. Precise strike. Oh my god. Okay, so... how much is that? Build to smash makes it a 4-4. This makes it a 5-5. It's 20 points on its own, isn't it? Instant speed, instant speed. All attack. We're going. Decline. Decline. Opponent. Choose your blocks wisely. Build to smash. Precise strike. Double. Double. He's... damn it! Oh! It's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I've got to be a little bit quiet. I really wanted to scream. I really did. Oh my god. 5 and 2. 5 and 2. This is the most tense draft I've ever done in my entire life. Can we get to 6 wins with this deck? We've made profit. We've made profit. I don't know what to say, except for next game. One lander. You know where you can shove that. 3 lander with no creatures except for a 3-drop. I'd love to tell you where to shove that, but I think I'm going to have to keep this one. Let's get rid of... I feel like Hijack. I feel like Hijack. Build to smash can be used as a decent combat trick to kill the creature we were planning on stealing, is my thinking. I'd really just love to draw a 2-drop here so we can get some aggression going. Carry Zev, maybe an Ether Chaser. One of those would be lovely. We drew a land. It is what it is. Opponent's also being quite slow, and the land helps us get to the Scrapper Champion, so there is that. Opponent got Pyrohelix? Yeah. It's better than using it on the Scrapper Champion, though. It's a 3-3 double strike when it's left alone. Pretty large as well with a built to smash. Okay. It's gonna be one of those games. Teamer Wild Wanderer. Wouldn't it be really funny if our opponent was Aetherworks Marvel? My most hated historic deck of all time. That's a 6-6. Aether Chaser finally decides to turn up. I think I'm trading with the Crusher with a built to smash. I'm even trading with the Wanderer if they really want it. +3/+3, please? Oh, please don't tell me you got a Pyrohelix. Oh, thank Christ for that. Alright. Okay. It just gets worse. It keeps getting worse. Can't do that again. I can kill it, though. With the Destructive Tampering. I really didn't want to use that in that fashion, but we probably have to. And I probably have to make servos as well with this. Gotta use this very carefully, I think. You tell how tense this game has got all of a sudden? I feel like I've gone so quiet. Just making sure the right plays are made at all times. Let's keep this swamp in hand as a unknown. That's what I didn't want to see. Our opponent stabilizing. No, actually, I didn't want to see that more. As it turns out. Flooding out. Cut 2 lands out of this deck, by the way. Pyrohelix, yep. I think I'm considering building to... Oh, this is only attacking creatures, right? Yeah. Never mind. I think the white one's attacking or blocking, right? Hijack. Not worth anything. Not yet. It's worth 8. Or 8 damage. We can wait. I mean, I could be dead to Pyrohelix, so I'm probably going to have to chump block. Looks like we're going 5 and 3. The carry Zev. Opponent's out of energy. But I'm probably still forced to block in a way that I don't like. So... probably still dead. I don't think we can top deck out of this now. Well, what I will say is that last win... That's a first striker. And it's also 7 points. Yep. Yep. Well, all I'll say is we did better. We didn't go 3 and 3. We actually did what I wanted to do from the very beginning of the day that started a century ago, and that's go 5 and 3. 5 and 3 was my goal for all of this. It was the reason why I kept shoving draft tokens into this game, even though it was really, really not being my friend at all. It was completely screwing me, but we've done it. 5 and 3, that is profit. That is a free draft. Minus the drafts you paid for to get into it, but that's another thing entirely. I'm ready for bed, I think. But before then, we've got some packs to open, and I want to thank you all for sticking with me. I'm sure you're watching this one if you watched the last 2. So it's been a marathon, it's been a hurdle, it's been a slog. That is the worst rare in this entire set. I just want to thank all of you all for sticking with me through all of these drafts. This is probably going to be the last one. That's a card I would love to have gotten in my draft, but I don't know. I would have preferred a Chandra. Either way, yeah, no more Kaladesh Remastered after this. Again, with the knife into the back with these packs. There's another rare that I would have loved to have drawn. It's actually so good. Oh my god. Final one. If it's red, I'm gonna be so mad. Need the chaser. It's red playable. It's red playable. I've got all the Sky Sovereigns now. I feel like I've opened them in every other draft today. Oh. Yeah. It's gonna be a quiet finish for this one. Hopefully hopefully you guys have enjoyed the Kaladesh Remastered drafts. That's it for me. I'm done. I'm leaving on a high. A high-ish, anyway. It was a very disappointing end. But a high-ish nonetheless, and I'm also very tired, so I want to end it. I don't want to keep recording. Yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe as well for some more content like this in the future, but not this. It's probably going to be Cube next time, or maybe, what is it, Call Time the next set, or Strixhaven? It's one of those. I might draft that one. I've got some more player draft tokens. One more player draft token, plus whatever comes out the Mastery Pass most likely. So I'll throw them at that. I want to draft a little bit more, because it's been fun drafting, even though we've done horribly for most of it. It's been fun nonetheless, and that's what I'm looking for. A little bit of fun at the end of the day. So yeah, take care guys, have a good night. I know I will.